Hey everybody, I'm Kate Dillon and I'm standing here today with Benny Boudreaux. And Benny, you are the creator of Springrhithm. So tell me a little bit, what is Springrhithm?
So Springrhithm is basically an app that will replace this very expensive machine that we all end up using in the dirt late model world. So it's an app that will take your shock build that you have, and you can actually put in your spring rates and everything else, your load numbers that you're looking for from your chassis manufacturer, as well as your dynamic loads, and it'll actually tell you how to set your coilover nuts in order to hit those loads without the use of a spring smasher at all.
Well, that's incredible. Now, how are you setting those, tell me a little bit about then, if you don't have one of these, and I guess maybe I'm really, really new to this, like shocks and springs. I'm not super adept at it. But, are you just measuring with a tape measure at that point? Or tell me about if it's somebody's first day with springs and coils and coilovers, tell me how they're going to be able to make that work.
Yeah, so basically to make the app work, we end up needing to take a few measurements on our shock itself. So the app is universal for any brand of shocks, any brand of springs, anything like that. So the app requires a few measurements that can be taken with a tape measure. And then you put those inputs into your app itself. And then we have you need your spring rates and everything as well. So we get the spring rates straight off the spring height straight off the spring, and then you put it in there and you get your load numbers out, and you just tape measure. Like we've been running some of our tests all day, and just tape measure is good enough. And like the tape measure, you get some level of error with that, but it's well within the ballpark of somebody. Like they'll be close enough that they can go on the track and make an adjustment and be perfect for where they want to be.
Wow, so it seems to me that's going to save a driver a whole lot of time, a whole lot of money. I mean, it sounds like that would probably be the inspiration, but maybe tell us a little bit more about what inspired you to put this together.
So that's exactly it. I spent 2 summers ago, I spent a summer with Devin Moran on the World of Outlaws tour, and we were prepping for an Eldora race, and we spent about 3 hours messing with springs trying to get our right front to the load numbers that we wanted, because on a stacked spring you have to take both springs off and put them back on, and then if you're adjusting bump stops you have to pull your eyes off of your shocks, and it's just a very convoluted process in order to find the exact loads you want. So I knew that there's math behind why these springs work the way they do and how the loads end up coming out of them. So I had that idea that we could do this automatically some kind of way. And then at PRI later that year in 2018, I was talking to a few guys, and they were talking about apps for other applications of like the racing world, and like that clicked. So like the technology of like the spring rates and all that other good stuff with the app as the medium, like it all made sense, and we've been working on it ever since then, and we just released in October. So.
Wow, and now are you just like a math genius over there?
I don't know about that. This stuff makes a lot of sense to me. I'm a mechanical engineer by trade, and so I guess that all makes sense. I end up being the mechanical one that does all of our racing stuff. And, I just like this kind of stuff, and I got to learn, like I coded the whole app by myself, with a lot of help from YouTube and all that other good stuff. So I like learning just in general. So if this thing didn't sell anything, then it doesn't matter. So I got to learn a lot, and it's cool to say I built an app.
Yeah. Now, with the app, is it an expensive app?
No, so right now it's a subscription-based app, $100 a year, and you get full access to everything that we can do possibly on it. So in the future, it's a subscription because it's got to be constantly updated, and like new things people are gonna want new things. So like bump stops, it doesn't do right now. We have the math and we have all the code. We just have to get it into the interface itself. So bump stops are on the way, and then also graphing. Like this machine is a $7,000 machine, and it graphs springs. An iPad and an iPhone or any phone is basically a computer these days. I can really easily slap a graph of a spring rate on here. So it's all coming. It just takes time, So.
Oh, I know that so much. Of course, I'm in the digital world as well, and can have some ideas. It just some things just take some time.
Exactly. So we're trying to prioritize, what's worth getting out first, because right now it's only on the App Store. Trying to get it on Android. And then we're going to go bump stops and then graphing. And then, whatever feedback we start to get, is going to kind of lead us down the path to keep everybody happy and subscribed.
Well, great. What else would you like racers to know? Is there anything else you'd like racers to know about your product?
No, I think that's it. It's designed to work with any brand of shocks, any brand of springs. It's meant to be as easy as possible. This stuff is already convoluted as it is. If we can make it simpler and way more time effective, then that's what we want to do. So that's our mission.
Well, then I've got 2 more questions, and one of them is, how do they find the app? And second, how do they connect with you?
Yeah, so the app's on the App Store right now, like I said. You should be able to just search and find Springrhithm pretty easily on the App Store. We also have a Facebook page right now. That's our only social media. It's Springrhithm by B4 Unlimited, and there's a button like as soon as you go on the page to download the app. And then, we're very responsive to Facebook messages. Right now, it's all people asking us when it's going to be available on Android. So, we're constantly on there. We're getting notifications all the time or messages. So, we're alive. We're here.
Well, great. And of course, wherever you're seeing this video, there'll be a link in the description, and you'll be able to click on over and at least get to their Facebook page or to their link in the App Store. I want to thank you. This is incredibly innovative. I want to thank you for taking the time to talk with me.
Thank you for having us.